Hey everyone, Drake right here, and I'll be casting a 1 versus 1 match tonight. I do want to say this is a best out of 5 series, and this is the finals of the ESL number 39 GO4 tournament. So we are here with Tarson as the yellow. Oh no, sorry, I was reading the chat. Lucifron as the yellow Terran on the top right, and we had Tarson as the red Terran on the bottom left. So yeah, I guess I could have said Tarson's first, even though I was on Lucifron. But it doesn't really matter at this point. So let's speed it up a little bit until we get some things going on here, as we do now have a barracks on the way. Look at that, proxy barracks from Lucifron. So it looks like we might be seeing some Reaper harass out of this barracks. Now we do have a refinery on the way for Lucifron as well, so we most likely are going to see some Reapers as soon as he gets the gas. Now we do have a barracks on the way from Tarson. Neither team going to bother walling off. Which is pretty normal for a lot of high-level gameplays. A lot of people tend not to wall off unless you're against Zerg, mostly because of the early Zergling harass and whatnot. But because the players are so busy in their macro that they don't even bother sending units to wall off. They just say screw it, get the buildings down and whatnot. Now we do have these SCVs do kiss as they run by each other. And Tarson does not see that proxy barracks here, as the tech lab does get done. Yeah, Lucifron is going to notice that the barracks is just finishing, and that there is a refinery on the gas, which is fairly normal for Terran. So Lucifron is going to be able to pump out some units, as he does have one Reaper already on the way. Now we do have a Tarson scout in the base, noticing that there's no barracks in here, so he must be saying, what's going on here? As Lucifron is now just getting a supply depot. Now we do have a bunker was getting built here by Lucifron into the base, but Tarson was forced to pull off these SCVs with that Marine to cancel that bunker from getting built in the base, as this Reaper is going to get microed around, and he is going to be able to pick off these SCVs one by one. As Tarson was able to pick off the SCV from Lucifron. Looks like we have an SCV just chilling in the middle here by Lucifron. I don't know what he's planning on doing with that, but yeah. And I don't know if you can hear that blowing noise in the background, by the way. If you do, it's my air conditioner, as it's incredibly hot. As for fall day, it was 90 degrees, so yeah. So Tarson was able to, he started finishing that bunker as Lucifron did cancel. Now we do have the Reaper harass going on here from Lucifron, and he's still microing around, managed to kill a couple more SCVs, as he only has 12 health left on that Reaper, and he's still microing around as that Marauder just finishes him off. So we do have concussive shells on the way for both teams. So we are going to see some massive Marauders on the way, as we do have a factory on the way now for Tarson. Won't be surprised to see a starport soon after, as he only still has one barrack. So we might be seeing a 1-1-1 build, and it looks like Tarson is supply blocked. That's one thing you never want to do, is get supply blocked. If you're getting prevented from building any units, you need to start building supply depots earlier, as that is crucial in any match, any bracket, no matter gold, bronze, platinum, diamond, silver, no matter what. If you're supply blocked, that's a big problem. As we do have more Marauders are on the way from the proxy barracks, as well as another Reaper for Lucifron. Now we do have a factory on the way from Lucifron as well, so won't be surprised to see some siege tanks. Which is incredibly good against Terran, especially in Terran versus Terran matches. Now we do have this bunker is getting filled by Tarson with some Marauders and a couple of Marines, as he must be expecting some sort of push from Lucifron. Now we do have a starport on the way from Tarson, so we are going to probably see some medevacs on the field. Which is very common, so we're probably just going to see the very basic MMM ball for Tarson, and probably as well as Lucifron. Although he's got this good push going on here with his proxy racks, as Tarson is oblivious to that racks over right close to his base, as he is going to be able to spot it with the SCV, and yes he does, before Lucifron was able to pick it off with his Marauders. Now we do have an SCV coming here from Lucifron. Not sure what his plan was there, maybe to scout, but it just got totally denied by that Marauder. Now it looks like Lucifron was taking all his units from the proxy racks, pulling it back to his base, as he must be getting prepared for some sort of push here from Tarson. As we do have a Banshee on the way for Tarson. We also have a Stimpack and a Viking on the way for Lucifron, as well as a Tech Lab on this factory. So we are going to see Siege Tech as soon as that's on there. No, he is going to be snowballing. We're going to use that Tech Lab probably for this starport as he re-lands this factory here. Now, we do have a scan going off. Pretty poor position there from Tarson. Really bad scan. Great for Lucifron as he's able to hide that starport and that factory. Now, we do have a handful of Marauders on the field, as well as 3 Marines and a Reaper, as well as that Viking does finish. Now, we still have this bunker building units and rally to Lucifron's base. That's kind of, you don't really rarely see a proxy rack halfway across the map getting rallied to your main base. I mean, the proxy racks is there for a reason, but he needs as much units as he can, as we do have a Banshee harass on the way here from Tarson, and we do have Stimpack and Cloaking on the way for Tarson. If I was Tarson, I would have waited till that Cloaking was done to do some sort of harass here with his Banshee, but he's saying screw it, and he's going to kill a few SCVs before this Viking. Actually, this Viking should be able to pick him off before, as he is able to kill 1 SCV, not 2, as Lucifron is now building that command center to take his natural. And this Banshee is going to slowly run away, but I don't think it's going to be fast enough as he is getting chased by Lucifron. Looks like he is going to be able to get away. As he is able now to cloak now, and that's a good save there with 8 health left on that Banshee. Now Lucifron has a good sized army here, as Tarson is now cloaking that other Banshee, and we do have Raven on the field, so that Banshee cloak is completely useless. Yeah, so we do have more Vikings are on the way for Lucifron, as well as Banshees, and that Stimpack should be about done for Tarson. Now we also have a command center on the way for Tarson, so he's looking to take over his natural too, as we have a handful of units here taking out this proxy racks from Lucifron, and I don't think Lucifron is going to be able to cancel that unit before it goes down, and no, he doesn't. Yeah, so Tarson did push out, took out that proxy racks there, and now is pushing back into his base as he builds a bigger force. Now we do have Lucifron is now taking his natural now, as he does transfer some SCVs, and we do have another orbital command on the way at that natural. Now it looks like Tarson is going to be pushing his units out here to front of his base of the choke point to keep an eye on his natural as he moves that command center over, as it's about done. Now we do have a good unit composition here from Lucifron. And this Raven's going to be crucial, as there are Banshees, as the Banshees from Tarson keep pushing in there with some harass, and the cloak is going to be great for detecting that cloak there, so the Banshees can't get any damage done on these Marauders. And I could have worded that a hell of a lot better, but too bad. Anyways, we have this bunker is now finishing for Lucifron, so it looks like he's looking to tunnel in his base a bit until he gets a good unit composition going on, and he'll probably just push out with like 150 supply or something, which is fairly normal. I'm kind of surprised at how much these teams are turtling. There's only been a little bit of harass from both teams, as they are now just both massing a unit. It's just going to be one huge big ball of units attacking at once, which could be pretty epic, but still, I mean, this game is basically just both turtling back and forth, and yeah, it's kind of boring, but at the same time, it's Terran versus Terran, so anything can happen. Would be kind of cool to see some ghosts and see some nukes on the field, but I highly doubt that will happen, as very any Terran uses cloaks. Now we do have this one Banshee with cloak trying to do some harass here, but the Lucifron was able to get a scan off and got those Vikings with the Raven. As now looks like the Banshee is going to come back here to the behind the mineral line and should be able to pick off a few of these SCVs before that Raven gets in range. As another Banshee is behind the main and was getting picked off there, as he was able to kill one SCV. Now this Raven also, before his cloak wore off, was able to kill a few SCVs. as the scan does go off, and Lucifron does salvage that bunker as he was. Here comes a push now from Tarson with a siege tank siege. It's going to be a huge ball against an ball and one siege tank. This siege tank could be the answer to this attack, as Lucifron was going to push out there with his handful of Vikings, but he decided not to, as that would have been pointless and suicidal on their part. Now Lucifron does Stimpak with his Marauders and Marines, and now it's Marauders and Marines versus Marauders and Marines, and is Lucifron going to be able to push back this army here from Tarson? And I don't think he is, as Tarson just now Stimpaks his units, and he does push in there into Lucifron's base. Now Lucifron is in trouble, as he has only a handful of Marauders to deal with this attack from Tarson. So Tarson's looking real good right now as he Stimpaks again, and he should be able to take out this force here from Lucifron as he Stimpaks again. And he is able to pick off the rest of those Marauders there from Lucifron. So Lucifron's in trouble right now, as Lucifron does good game. And in the game 1 goes to Tarson. I gotta say, that was well played there by Tarson. That siege tank was the answer to that attack. So there you have it. I'll see you all in game 2.